Hey, I'm Will.
And I'm Julia.
Welcome to Terre et Neige.
We're about 30 minutes from Ottawa, 2.5 hours from Montreal, and we have a project that is an experience in nature. So we offer luxury cabin stays and delicious, homemade, locally sourced food baskets. I am a huge foodie. I love challenging myself with new ingredients, and I think it's something that people really love and they really associate with. And so they can come here and relax. They don't do any cooking. I bring all their baskets to them. So breakfast is included, and we also can deliver lunch and dinner. Dinner is a 3-course meal, and it's quite generous. And people just love it. It's one of the highlights of whenever we get reviews. People come back, word of mouth. It's just a huge part of what we do. We have officially been working on Terre et Neige for 2.5 years now. It took us a year before that to find the land, get approval. So all 3 cabins have been open now for a year. So our property is 83 acres and it's all forest. We use old logging trails to get through to the cabins. We have 2 cabins that are completely on-grid and 1 cabin that is fully off-grid that's near Lac du Castor, which is about a 1.5 kilometer walk. Our first cabin is an A-frame. It is fully on-grid, so it has running water, it has septic, electricity. Our second cabin, which is C2, it also has electricity, it has running water, and both of the first 2 cabins have wood-fired hot tubs included. And our third cabin, which is C3, is fully off-grid and just by Lac du Castor. So it's a beautiful place to swim, but it's also just far enough that it feels completely remote and it gives you a really good off-grid living experience. So our project originally was to have off-grid cabins. So we wanted to have 3 fully off-grid cabins, and unfortunately the municipality obliged us to have our first 2 cabins hooked up, and that cost really was a lot more expensive. So having septic, they also wanted us to have running water. They pushed us to be really on-grid for our first 2 cabins because we were so accessible by road. So it sort of took the project to another level. It meant that we had to invest a lot more money. So, this idea of like building off-grid cabins, it was going to cost us, X amount of money. The budget basically went times 10. We did actually try and get some information about off-grid cabin living, and we did get in contact with Sasha at the very beginning of our project. We found out about him, and we definitely know that being on grid is a lot easier to manage. People are less aware on short-term stays about all the things that you have to do in an off-grid cabin, so it's a little bit more work. We are in a way very lucky and happy that the first 2 cabins we did hook up to electricity and septic and running water. So we used a lot of local contractors to do the framing of the build, and then a lot of the finishing work was done by ourselves. So we love tiny details. We really like working with our hands. We love learning things. So for us, it was a really good experience to put our final touches on each cabin to make them feel really unique and to give them a little extra love. We're so happy with the results. Each one of them is very unique. I mean, we designed each one of them to be completely different and have a little bit of a different feel. I hate hearing people that say that it's passive income. It's not passive income. I mean, it can be passive income, but I don't think it can be passive income if you care about hosting and you care about the experience that you're providing people. We try to go the extra mile as hosts. So, we're providing generous food baskets that are, cooked fresh every day. And we do a lot of the cleaning, or the majority of the cleaning, ourselves. So, it's definitely a lot of hard work. It's 7 days a week. And, it's hard to take time out for yourself sometimes, but it is definitely a passion project. And I think that if you are as passionate, the real reward is seeing how people feel like they've been well hosted and they talk about it around them. It feels so good to know that you're doing something like right and that your vision for what you wanted to develop is so positive. What I often tell people is that for us, the vision for Terre Neige is really a vision of all the experiences that we've had in our travels and everything that we've loved. And it is truly a representation of how we would love to be hosted or have loved being hosted when we go travel abroad.
So that's about it for Terre Neige. Julia and Will have been working on this project for years now, and I know they work really hard to create a nice environment. I like cabin, they like cabin, you might like cabin. I put the link, maybe there or there, I don't know, to the video that links for the A-frame and C2. I'll come back next summer to do the off-grid cabin, just because I don't want to do them all during winter. During summer, it's a completely other vibe and it's very fun to go out there, so I will just swing by and shoot that. For now, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you like cabin as I like cabin too, because I'm a big fan of cabin, as you can probably imagine.